Kia ora tātou and welcome to the final night of the 2020 ILT Southland Sports Awards. Once again, I'm Angee and this is Nick Jeffrey, and we're all doing things a little bit differently this year. This week has been no different. We've been at the Ascot Park Hotel all week, bringing you these awards virtually. It's gone right, hasn't it, Nick?
Well, look, we would say that, I suppose, Angie, wouldn't we? But it's been good fun, and certainly looking forward to a fitting finale here tonight, no doubt about that. And these aren't normal times, as you said, so who would have thought a couple of months ago this is the way we would be delivering our 2020 awards. But then here we are, and a traditional way to finish as well.
Yeah, so we're going to finish with the ILT Southland Sportsperson of the Year, as we usually do. But before that, the people have spoken. It is the Southland Times Sports Story of the Year, and joining me from Stuff and the Southland Times is Nick Jeffrey. G'day, Nick.
Oh, g'day. Love your work all week long.
Right back at you.
Shame about your co-host. Yeah, no, looking forward to this one actually. It's our traditional People's Choice Awards. We've changed it up a little this year. So there's a new name. We're looking for the Southland Sporting Story of the Year. So this isn't necessarily the greatest performance per se, but I guess it's coming up with stories that encapsulate everything that's great about Southland sport. And after all, I suppose that's what we try and do 6 days a week in the Southland Times as well. So let's have a look at our 4 nominees for Sports Story of the Year.
And our first story comes from Torrey Peters for athletics. Gore's Torrey Peters broke the New Zealand javelin record twice in a matter of weeks earlier this year. The 25-year-old former St Peter's College pupil firstly broke her own New Zealand record with every throw while competing in the Canberra Track Classic in February, before backing it up with a stunning display in the Sydney Continental Bronze event, throwing a new high mark of 62.04 metres, less than 2 metres away from the Olympic A qualifying mark. Throwing herself towards Tokyo next year, Torrey Peters.
For rugby, the Southland B rugby team. And 2019 was a breakthrough season for the Southland Bees. After laying great foundations over recent seasons and developing a strong team culture, the team claimed the scalps of their more fancied Otago and Tasman opponents before travel issues meant they shared the points with Canterbury B, and in the process claimed the South Island Development Rugby title. A true Southland success story from the Southland B rugby team.
For snooker, Gore snooker player Shannon Swain claimed the 2019 New Zealand Open singles title last July, winning the final 8 games to 4 and becoming the first Southlander to claim the title since 1969. And it was no overnight success story for Swain, having attended his first New Zealand Open as an 11-year-old back in 2004. Racking up another success story, Shannon Swain.
And to finish, for shearing, Megan Whitehead. Megan anchored her 4-stand women's shearing team to a new record 9-hour tally in January, with the highest individual number of the day, shearing 608 lambs. That's an average of 1 every 53 seconds for 9 hours. At just 23 years of age, Megan announced herself as one of the names to watch in a sport that is the epitome of a hard day's work. Many more record days ahead, no doubt, for Megan Whitehead.
4 great sporting stories there, which led to record numbers in the votes last week. And after tallying those votes, the 2020 Southland Times Sports Story of the Year is Megan Whitehead.
Yes, Angie, the people have spoken, and with over 50% of the total vote, Megan Whitehead, with thanks to that 608 lamb sharing tally as part of that 4-stand 9-hour records back in January, as the Southland Times Sports Story of the Year. Megan, how cool is that?
It was awesome. Yeah, it was overwhelming. It was awesome. Yeah.
Done very well. Tell us about sharing records. Why do you put yourself through a day like that?
I had no idea up until October. I was the second last female to be called up for this record, and I thought I'd do a record, but not for another 3 or 4 years. So it was sprung on me quite early, and I just said I'll give it a go. Why not?
Well, yeah, to be fair, you kind of announced yourself on the scene, with a 608 lamb tally. I mean, did you know you had that in you?
No, I blew myself away. But yeah, all that preparation that I did, well, it's all worked out, and all the support behind me as well.
Tell us about when you say preparation. I mean, this is the definition, as I think I said, of a hard day's work, something like this, isn't it? I mean, what sort of conditioning do you have to do to get yourself in shape to have a real crack at one of these things?
Well, I went through a personal trainer, Matt Luxton, from the UK, and he's one of the best. He trained Matt Smith for his record. So I cut bread out of my diet, alcohol, sugar, and started the training program with them. So that included all the exercises, stretches, and running most nights after work, and doing gym work, cardio work, which I wasn't used to. I'd never been to the gym before up until this. But yeah, it was good.
Absolutely. And, as we say, to do it as part of a team's pretty special too, right? I mean, you guys blasted it though, didn't you? You must have been stoked with the way the day went, because you went all the way to the finish line, finished real strong.
Oh, definitely. And I've never met, I only knew one of those girls up and leading up to a day before that record. So it was pretty cool. We just worked as a team and we pulled through and done our best.
How do you celebrate, a 608 lamb day? What'd you do afterwards?
I went for lunch the next day and I had a beer and I could eat cheese again. I was cut from dairy and bread. So it was good to just relax and to actually eat what I wanted for a week.
Fantastic. So what happens now? Do you consider, I suppose, because you haven't been long at it, have you? I mean, tell us about your shearing career.
Yeah, this will be my 4th year shearing, and I usually go overseas. So I have a summer all year round. I go over to the UK, and then I go to Australia at the end of the year, and then back to New Zealand for their season.
And have you done much from a competition point of view, shearing-wise?
I've only done 2-3 shows, and I've done a few speed shears as well. But I came second up at Stratford show in the seniors, and I haven't won a speed shear, but I've had a few placings as well.
Nice work, mate. Well, you've certainly announced yourself as being a name to watch. No question about that, Megan. Really stoked for you. Congratulations on the effort back in January and now here as the Southland Times Sports Story of the Year. Well done.
Yeah, I also have another record coming up as well, which is I'll go back into training very soon, and that's going to be on the 23rd of December, just out of Gore here at the Grants property. So I'm trying to beat Emily Welsh's 9-hour record, which is 648 lambs, and I want to do 700. Hopefully.
700's the mark, you reckon?
Yeah, fingers crossed. I'm hoping.
Solo, so there's nowhere to hide on those solo records, though, is there?
No, you're all by yourself. It's all you. Yeah.
Outstanding. Hey, well, good luck for that. All the best with the preparations, and well done again.
Cool. Thank you very much.
Thanks so much, Nick, and that is a very well-deserved win there. Well, after a long week of celebrations, it has come to this. It is time to find out who the ILT Southland Senior Sportsperson of the Year is. From my point of view, we're really proud to be a part of this award and have been for many years, but don't take it from me. With us now is the ILT Board Chair, Mr. Alan Dennis. Alan.
Well, thank you, Angie and Nick. Once again, the Invercargill Licensing Trust is extremely proud to be the sponsor of the Southland Senior Sportsperson of the Year Awards. And now we come to the exciting part to find out who those finalists are.
We're beginning with netball and Gina Crampton. A key member of the Silver Ferns team, which produced a stunning World Championship win in Liverpool, Gina also helped lead the Southern Steel to the ANZ Premiership Finals and was named the tournament's Player of the Year. Speedy, skilled and determined, Gina Crampton.
For touch, Patricia Hopcroft. Just the second Southlander to have ever played for the Touch Blacks women's side, the Riverton Flyer secured a silver medal at the 2019 Touch World Cup, helped claim the inaugural Touch New Zealand Premier League title and was a member of the championship-winning Otago rugby team. A season to savour for Patricia Hopcroft.
For track cycling, Nicholas Kurgazoo. Now an established member of the New Zealand men's team pursuit, Nick showed he's no one-trick trackie, producing a 7th place finish in the elite time trial at this year's World Championships, to go with an Oceania title in the same event. There's no sign of slowing down for Nicholas Kurgazoo.
For athletics, Hannah Miller. As a scholarship student at Southern Methodist University in Texas, Hannah has blazed a trail for Southland athletics. A standout for SMU with a record 11 conference championship indoor medals, Hannah was 9th and 10th respectively in the 5,000 and 10,000 metre events at the World University Games. On track for more success, Hannah Miller.
For rugby, Alina Saili. Southland's leading rugby export has now played 76 games for the Black Ferns Sevens team since making her debut directly out of Southland Girls High School. When her World Sevens commitments allow, Alina is also an automatic selection for the Black Ferns 15-a-side team. An inspiration for Southland rugby players, Alina Saili.
And for track and road cycling, Corbin Strong, the first New Zealand male to ever claim an elite points race world championship title. Corbin was one of the strongest riders in last year's SBS Bank Tour of Southland, won young rider classifications on 2 Asian tours and secured a contract with the prestigious SEG Racing Academy. Making plenty of headlines, Corbin Strong.
Gee, that's another great group of finalists there. Glad I'm not making any decisions tonight. Now, who's going to announce it, Nick, you or me?
We can paper, scissors, rock it. No, you go. You're ILT it. Away you go.
Okay, I'm going to do it. I am happy to announce that for 2020, the ILT Senior Sportsperson of the Year is Corbin Strong.
And what a year it's been for this young man. As you can imagine, he is parts further north as we speak. So I, thanks to the marvels of modern technology, spoke with him earlier this evening. Well, he's an elite world track cycling champion, and now he's the ILT Southland Sportsperson of the Year. Corbin Strong, mate, that's a definition of a decent old year. When you think about all that, I mean, what are the thoughts that kind of come into your head?
Yeah, I've obviously been pretty lucky to get some key events under the way this year before coronavirus took over the sporting world. So, yeah, very lucky in that regard, and yeah, pretty humbling to get this award.
So, take me back to the World Track Cycling Champs. So, you, of course, won a silver medal as part of the team pursuit, and then ultimately you get to stand on the top seat of the top stand of the podium with, for your effort in the points race. So here you are, rainbow jersey, anthem playing at 19 years of age. Mate, have you got your head around that yet?
Yeah, I have. It's something I've dreamed of ever since I fell in love with the sport. Actually, was that exact moment, and so for it to happen. When I was 19 as an elite was very, very special. Yes, as I said, it's something I've dreamed of since I fell in love with the sport, and I originally thought my best chance would be as a junior, and I went to juniors worlds both years and got fourth in my individual races. So to do it in my second year as an elite was really special and pretty unbelievable for myself.
How much of a role does some of the role models you've had? Because I think about these sports awards and I think about my time at Cycling Southland. You think about Eddie Dawkins, you think about the Tom Scullys of this world. I mean, how important was it to have role models like that achieving at the highest level for you to follow in those footsteps so quickly?
Yeah, well, it really makes you believe, coming from a small place like Southland or even a small country like New Zealand, that we can be on the top of these big sports over in Europe. One that definitely made me believe was watching Regan Goff actually win the points races at the junior world title when I was 14, I think. And that was something that really inspired me. And then watching Tom Scully as well get second in the elite world points race was another inspiring moment that really made me believe and made me want to do something like that myself.
Outstanding. What happens now? Such a crazy old world, as you say. Have you got any definition about what the rest of the season potentially looks like for you?
No, unfortunately not. It's just sort of taking it day by day and seeing how the situation unfolds over in Europe. My road team, SEG Racing Academy, who are based in Netherlands, are pretty keen to get me back over in end of July for a racing season starting in August. But we're just assessing the situation over there, and it's still 50-50 if it's actually going to go ahead or not. So I'm fingers crossed it is, because I'd love to get back over to Europe and get on the road and race for my team over there, which would be really exciting. But just it's out of my control, and I just got to wait and see what happens.
We'll give you the chance, mate, because I know there's been so many people that have obviously contributed. You've got a bit more work in front of you in the career yet. Let's be honest about that.
Yeah.
Tell us a little bit about the people, I guess, that have supported you to get to this spot.
Yeah, it's when I think about that, I'm extremely lucky in that regard, and super humbled to grow up in a place like Southland and such a supportive community, and so many people have helped me to get to where I am now. It's starting with my parents and my family and all my friends down there. They've always been so supportive of what I do, and then there's people like Paul Adams from Stabycraft who has supported me for years now, and as a young athlete trying to travel around and have all the gear that's required to be a cyclist, it's very expensive and demanding on my parents. So Stabycraft made massive differences when I was coming through the ranks, and without them, who knows if I'd be here today. So, and that's with a lot of people like Academy Southland. We're very lucky in Southland to have facilities like that and people like that willing to help us young athletes. So it really means a lot. And if you're not realising it at the time, it's in a couple of years' time, you might think back on it and realise how lucky we are to come from such a supportive community like Southland. And I know for myself, it's made a massive, massive difference for me.
Corbin, you're a champion, mate, figuratively and literally tonight, and obviously with what you've achieved over the course of the past 12 months. Congratulations from all of us, the worthiest of winners for the ILT Southland Sportsperson of the Year. Well done, mate.
Thank you very much, Nick. Cheers.
Hey, great job, Nick, and congratulations again to you, Corbin. It's a well-deserved win. Angee, what a great way to end. What a great week it's been.
Fantastic stuff. So we'll send out some thank yous just in closing. Massive thank you, obviously. Congratulations to all of our finalists that we've showcased over the course of the last 5 nights, and most especially to all of our winners for 2020. Well done.
Of course, we couldn't do this at any stage without the amazing support of our family of sponsors, so thank you very much.
A judging panel, won't name them in case you don't agree with the decisions that they came up with, but they've done a fantastic job in terms of all of their work leading into this. And of course, the organisations that have been the driving force and behind these awards for many years, Sports Southland and Southland's Amateur Sports Trust. We thank you guys too.
Should probably mention the fact that we've been hanging out here at the Ascot Park Hotel all week, and they have been very amazing and welcoming to us. Thanks, team.
Yeah, no doubt, and most especially to you, some very kind words during the course of the week and feedback, which we appreciate, and of course you all tuning in. Been great to have you with us all week.
We'll do it all again next year, probably in person. What do you reckon?
Let's do that.
Hey, until then, thanks for joining us over the week. Good night.